Yes, morning my people, it's your boy Carl Canadu and welcome to the first bonus video of the Carl Canadu YouTube channel. I'm so excited for you to be here and thank you for joining us. Today I want to talk about something very special. The whole purpose of this YouTube channel and me and my purpose I believe on this world is to really help you step out of your comfort zone and realize your truth. And whether it be the small niggly things like sticking to your diet or the big massive things like starting your business, I want to help give you the tools that you need to get through the other side, to really realize your potential. And most importantly, I want you to go on this journey with me as I grow as an entrepreneur, as a motivational speaker, as a high performance coach, as I grow as a Christian, whatever you want to call it. I want to take you on this journey with me. So I may not be perfect, but I'm definitely working towards getting better every single day. I want to help you do exactly the same. Today, I want to talk about a topic that we have all been familiar with, we've all tried and tested over time, we've all failed and succeeded at times. I want to talk about goal setting. I want to talk about goal setting because I don't need to give you all the facts, all the quotes, all the exciting stuff, but we all know that it's proven that people with goals live a more successful life, essentially. You know, you can't hit a target that you can't see. So you can't turn around and tell me, I want to be successful, I want to make loads of money, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, I want to be more spiritual, but you have no clue what you want. You see, we don't want to just set airy-fairy goals, we want to set very specific goals and hit them and hit those targets. But more specifically, I want to talk about the process of not just setting the goal, but achieving the goal. Because what I've realized is, looking back at my life, when I look at when I first started setting goals properly and writing them down from about 2012, I actually only really used to hit 30% of my goals on a year-by-year basis. I was going through the papers at home and I started to think to myself, why is it that I've spent so much time setting these big, huge goals, but a lot of the time there's like a 70% drop-off rate? I either no longer even work towards that goal by the end of the year, or I just don't hit it and I just do miserably. And I started to analyze, but as time has gone on over the past 2 or 3 years, I've started to hit goals, I've started to have much more of a success rate. And so I started to analyze why that was, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate around the idea that there's so many goals that we set for ourselves at the beginning of the year that when we get to December, we're like, why did I even set that goal? On this list of 10 goals that I've got for the year, or 5 goals, why did I even set that goal? Do I really want it? Is that even something that I'm excited about? You know, was it just a New Year's resolution thing? I don't know. And so there's a book that I'm sure if you're watching this and you know me, I've probably recommended it to you before and I talk about it all the time, but it's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. You can get the book at the link below in the description. Today's video is going to be based around the concept that they talk about in the book: plant, cultivate and harvest. Now before I go into this, I'm going to use this whiteboard to narrate how we can be better at setting these goals. But before I go into it, I think part of the reason why this video is important is because so many of us sign up to set goals that we have no idea how we're going to achieve them. So we just sign up to set goals and we sign up maybe for the accolades, or we sign up because we think it sounds nice. You know, it sounds nice for me to say I want financial freedom, so let me write that down. It sounds nice for me to say I've got to have a property at the end of the year because all of my peers are on their rate to setting down their deposits and moving out of their house, so let me write that down. But when in actuality, if you break down what your purpose is and why you exist, that goal has got nothing to do with your journey right now. That's not to say you're not going to achieve financial freedom in the future. That's not to say that owning properties is not in your path right now. But in terms of who you are right now and what you need to be focusing on and achieving to grow into the person that can have that desired life, that's not a part of it for some people. And so to move away from setting goals that are just airy-fairy and nothing to do with us, I think this plant, cultivate and harvest theory is really important to smashing your goals and to the consistency, the commitment, the willpower that we need to actually get to the goal. Right, plant, cultivate and harvest. So to plant is essentially the idea that once you've set a goal, for example, I want to lose 2 stone in 6 months. That's you planting the seed. So let me start writing now, hopefully you can see. That's you planting the seed. So it could be called plant, it could be called the seed, That's a really, really bad S. I have no clue what's going on with my handwriting. Or it could be it could be called the goal. Whatever you want to call it. That's one side, yeah? And then you've got cultivate, which for me is the most important part. Because once you plant the seed, the cultivate part is what you have to do to get to the goal. It's the sacrifices that you have to make. It's what you need to do on a daily basis. And I'll go into a bit more detail about it. And if you're watching and you've got a pen and paper, please take a pen and paper and follow me on this journey. Because I really think this is going to be the key to helping a lot of people set goals and set them right and stick to the goals. So we can call it cultivate, we can call it sacrifice, or we can call it the doing part. So we've planted the seed, we've set the goal. Now we need to clarify what we need to cultivate, what the sacrifice is, what we need to do on a daily basis. And then there's the harvest bit. Because the harvest bit is important. That's why you said you're going to do whatever you said you're going to do. For me, the harvest can also be described as the gain. You know, what you're going to get. What you're going to get out of setting that goal. So for example, I'm saying I'm going to lose 2 stone in the next 3 months, which means I'm going to have to do a certain amount of gym exercises, etc., which means I'm going to do what? I'm going to look healthier, I'm going to feel healthier, I'm going to be able to fit into a certain size of clothes, I'm going to be able to run a certain amount, more active with my kids, etc., etc. Whatever you want to call it. Right, cool. Now, let's use that goal that I mentioned around losing 2 stone as a benchmark, as an example. So if someone says that they want to lose 2 stone, 9 times out of 10, what people do is they say, okay, cool, I want to lose 2 stone because I want to be healthier. I'm going to sign up to the gym. Cool, great. They sign up to the gym. They start going for the first 2 weeks. All of a sudden, the buzz dies down, and then it's a Tuesday night, and it's really cold, and you just got home from work, and you have the decision as to whether you should be going gym or you should just relax on the chair. Or just stay on that phone for a little bit longer so the gym closes, or you know, just eat your food and just sit down and maybe do a little bit more work that you supposedly doing. And all of a sudden the time goes by and you're not going gym anymore. And then you miss that gym session, you miss the next week's gym session, you miss the next week's gym session, and it's like, okay, cool, I've completely fell off this goal, it's 3 months down the line, I've gained weight instead of losing that 2 stone, what's going on with me? And for me, I think part of the reason why that happens for people, and I know from my experience, is because I would sign up to reach certain goals. I would write on my goal list, financial freedom. Let's buy a property by the end of the year. Let's do this, let's do that. But at no point in my life did I ask myself, okay, cool, this is the goal, this is what I've planted, this is the seed. What am I going to have to do to get there? What am I going to have to sacrifice to get there? Because if I sign up to this, losing 2 stone, and I don't clarify what this is, I can never achieve this. Example, if you're saying that you want to lose 2 stone in 3 months, that is probably going to require maybe a minimum of 3 to 5 nights a week or mornings a week that you spend working out, that you spend in the gym, that you spend focusing on becoming a more healthier person. You have to be clear about that. Because if you're not clear about that, what happens is you maybe go for the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then when it gets difficult and the buzz and the energies die down and you're just relying on willpower, you didn't sign up to be going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week for 6 months. You didn't sign up for that, so why would you continue? And so all of a sudden, there's a breakdown. And so in terms of the cultivation and the sacrifice bit, for me, my friends, that is the most important part. You cannot get anywhere if you don't clarify what the sacrifice is. So let's talk about what those sacrifices could be. So it could be gym 4 times a week. It could be getting a personal trainer. Yeah? And when I say getting a PT, and alongside that, I'd even say with this section, go into even further detail. It means getting a personal trainer, which means what? They're usually what, £20 a session. If you're going to use them 2 times a week, times 4, my maths is all over the place. But it's going to be 200 quid, you know, per month or whatever. And then alongside that, you've got the fact that you need to do your meal prep. Because getting healthier or losing weight is not just about the exercise that you do, but the food that you take in is also just as important. So you've got your meal prep that you need to do. What's that going to take? In order to make sure that gets done, because you're not going to have time during the week because you have to get ready for work, that means your food shopping has to be done every weekend. Food shopping every weekend. And then you've got the fact that you need to budget to make sure, because everybody knows that healthy food is more expensive than our sweets and our chocolate and unhealthy and processed food. So you need to budget for healthy eating. And then you've got the idea that, listen, all of us have been there. Your friend calls you, yo, where you up to? It's Friday night, let's go to Tinseltown. Yo, where you up to? Yo, come and go get a milkshake. You know? How many people are you going to have to say no to when they offer you snacks, when they say let's go for lunch, when they say... And so there's the discipline that comes with not just doing the idle, going to certain restaurants and giving up certain foods. You need to be clear about that as well. No more unhealthy snacks. What else? And then can you see then, my friends? You've gone from... I want to lose 2 stone a week, because what usually happens is I want to lose 2 stone a week. Okay, cool. Sign up for the gym. Okay, cool. That means I'm going to be happy, healthy, etc, etc, etc. And then so 3 weeks in, when something comes up on the weekend and you have a decision as to whether you say no to that thing so that you can prepare for the week ahead or just go out, you go out. And then Monday comes and you haven't done your meal prep. And you haven't budgeted for it. And then you start saying, but why is this food so expensive? Why would I do that? Because you didn't clarify what you were going to have to sacrifice. You didn't clarify what you were going to have to do on a daily basis to get this. The cultivate, my friends, is the most important part. Cool, the catch. I love this book, The Slight Edge. Like I said, again, you can get it at the link below in the comments, in the description, sorry. I love this book, The Slight Edge, because again, it talks about the fact that Jim Rohn says, everything in life to be successful is easy to do, but it's also easy not to do. Let that sink in, my friends. Everything in life to be successful, it is easy to do, but also easy not to do. Now, the reason why that is important, these things are not life-changing. Budgeting every week, doing your food shop on a weekend, getting a personal trainer which might cost 200 quid, going to the gym 4 times a week. At the moment of decision, when you say to yourself, you know what, okay, cool, I'm going to go to the gym on this Monday, then I'm going to go Tuesday. When that moment comes, or the moment of decision, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. It's not that difficult to pay the £200 for the personal trainer. But that is the difference between successful and unsuccessful people. Successful people, in the moment of decision, know that although it doesn't feel like a big deal right now for me to say no to this chocolate bar, for me to make sure I do my meal prep, for me to make sure I go to this gym session even though I'm tired, in the moment of decision, it doesn't feel that difficult, but they understand the importance of it. And part of the reason why this part is so important is because this part is what you need to do on a daily basis, but also this part is the part that builds you. So this part is the part that becomes you. The stuff that you're doing every single day, you know, the food shopping you're doing, the budgeting you're doing, the going to the gym 4 times a week, that becomes a part of your daily routine. And I've told you before, success is in your daily routine. The success is in the routine. If you study any successful person, if you study any person that's doing well in any field, from a footballer to a teacher to whatever, if you study their routine, you will see the makeup of somebody who is doing well. You would see that they got up at a certain time. You would see that they read a certain amount of books. You would see that they worked out a certain amount. And it's not rocket science. And so that's again why this part is so important, because this part is what determines your routine. Because we get it twisted. We sign up for this small thing and we think it requires maybe just this piece of work. But that's not the case. When you sign up for this small thing, it requires all of this and more. And so that's why clarifying what the sacrifice is, how you're going to cultivate that part is so important. Success, my friends, is in the daily routine. What you do on a daily basis. So when you say when you say yes to go into that restaurant that's got unhealthy food, when you say yes to that fast food, in the moment of decision, it doesn't feel like a disaster. But I'm telling you, that decision compounded over time is what is going to drive you downwards. It talks about it in the book. And equally, saying yes to that salad, saying yes to that workout, even though when you feel tired, saying no to going to that restaurant because you know you've done your meal prep. In the moment of decision, it doesn't necessarily feel exciting. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's going to be amazing, life-changing, and you don't become healthy straight away. But that decision, compounded over time, my friends, is what will drive you to success. In the book, it talks again about master the mundane. Master the boring tasks. Master the things that don't necessarily feel that exciting. Again, how many of them are on this list? Master, make that Sunday or Saturday food shop your everything. Make that budget day every Monday. Put it in a diary. Master that, you know. Make sure that you've only got healthy snacks in your cupboards. Make sure that your gym sessions are already planned out in your diary. You know, master the boring things. The WhatsApp message to your personal trainer. Are we on still for this Saturday? Just checking in. Just master the mundane. And before you know it, all of those decisions compounded over time, result in you losing 2 stone. Cool. Now I want to move on to the harvest. Because if you plant the seed and then you cultivate the work, you will harvest the crop. Right, I know you like that one. I'll go one more time, my friends. You plant the seed, the goal, you make it clear, you clarify exactly what you want to do. 2 stone, 3 months. I'm just using that as an example, by the way. And then you turn around and you say, okay, cool. What do I need to do to get to this? What do I need to do? That means I need to go gym 4 times a week, get my PT, do my food shop, budget for healthy eating, no more unhealthy snacks, etc., etc. You cultivate the work, you do the work on a daily basis, you will be able to harvest the crop, my friends. You will get the fruit from the crop. You reap, like it says in the Bible, you will reap what you sow. You are sowing here, so you're going to have to reap something. And it's important also to be clear about what this is. Because yes, this is why you sign up, but this is what you've got to do to get this. And so the harvest part is just as important because, again, you say you want to lose 2 stone, but that comes with so many other things. So that comes with you being more healthy. That comes with you feeling better. That comes with you fitting into certain clothes. That comes with more high performance because the healthier you are, the better you can perform in every area, at work, at home, everything. That comes with feeling good about yourself, and when you've got more energy, that means you could do more work. So more energy. There's so many different things that come with this. That comes with you trying new activities, because in you saying that you're going to be doing this working out, if you get a PT, they might be saying, okay, cool, join this yoga class, join this box fit class or this box exercise. You might all of a sudden start signing up to half marathons, to 5K runs. And so you're trying new things. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. That also comes with making new friends, because the working out part requires you to go to the gym. You're going to meet not just your personal trainer, but people at the gym. You might start doing activities that involve other people, and you're making new friends and new contacts. My friends, the list could go on and on and on. But ultimately, when you do the work, what you will get from it, what you will harvest from it, will be so much more than you even imagine. Because don't forget, at the beginning, all you said is, I want to lose 2 stone in 3 months. And then you realize, okay, cool, I've got a lot of work to do in order to get that. So you clarified all the work. But then if you stick to this, if you make this your routine, and if you fail and then you get back up, and then you fail and then you get back up, and you just keep going daily, every single time, and you master the mundane, and you make sure that you have your routine, what you will gain will be so much more. Not just being healthy, you will feel healthy, you'll feel sexy, you'll be able to fit in all the clothes that you want to fit in. You'll be a high performer because you have more energy, you'll try new things, you'll build new relationships. You'll be glowing everywhere that you go. And from there, you'll probably birth new ideas and take on more responsibility. But that all starts from here, but being clear about what this is. So my friends, please, plant, cultivate, and harvest, but please don't get it twisted. That cultivate part, that sacrifice, that is so important, because so many of us set a goal, but all we've signed up for are the accolades. So my friends, when it gets tough, when it gets hard, we quit. How many of us out there, and we're living in a generation as well, I'm one of them, self-proclaimed entrepreneur, motivational speaker, but I've signed up for the right reason. So when it comes to late nights and sacrificing a certain amount of money and thinking long term, I signed up for this, so I'm cool with that. It's hard, it's not easy, but I'm okay with that. But so many people sign up, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have this in my tagline on my Twitter bio. I want to do this. It's okay, cool, that's great, that's fine. But then when this part comes, because you haven't been clear about it, you're like, whoa, hold on. I didn't know this means that I couldn't earn the same amount of money as my friends for a certain amount of time. I didn't know this meant that I'm going to have to work early mornings and late nights more than everybody else. I didn't know this means that the stress and the anxiety and the pressure that I'm going to take on is going to require a lot more from me than I anticipated, because you didn't clarify what the sacrifice was. You didn't clarify what you had to do. That, my friends, is the most important part. So in setting your goals, please, I'm not saying don't think big, aim high, take risks, but be clear on what the sacrifice is, what the ugly part is, what you're going to have to do to get to the goal. And when you can make that a part of your routine, and you will fail sometimes, but the key is, again, and I talked about this in a Twitter thread where I talked about how to be more consistent. I said the key, willpower is not going to be enough, but that's why it's so important to make sure it's a part of your routine, is because when you make it a part of your routine, you won't even necessarily just do it because of willpower. Sometimes you'll just be used to doing it, so you'll just do it anyway. Even when you don't feel like it, it's normal. So like, for example, waking up at 5 a.m. Even when I don't feel like it and I've maybe gone to bed late, my body's used to waking up at that time. And I've got a phone call set for 5:10. So it doesn't really matter about how I might feel at that time. It's in my routine. Success is in the daily routine, my friends. The cultivate, the sacrifice. So please, in setting all of your goals, please be clear on what the sacrifice is. Plan this out. Use this, my friends. This is free for you. In the link below, please go and order that book, The Slight Edge. And if you can't order it from there, listen to it on Audible. Do whatever you can, but plant, cultivate, harvest. Everything that you need to do to be successful is easy to do. It's also easy not to do. Because in a moment of decision, that's when you are creating your destiny. And I have implemented this thing into my very life, and I'm telling you, I'm bearing fruit, and I will bear so much more. So I'm encouraging you to do the same. My friends, it's your boy Carl Kanadu, bringing you inspiration, motivation across all platforms. So subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. Motivational content every Monday and Friday. Bonus videos like this one every now and then around how to push through, step out of your comfort zone. E-courses coming up. More motivational content. Follow your boy on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, bringing you live updates of events that I'm hosting, events that I'm speaking at. Yeah, and just climb up this hill with me, my people. We know that the wolf climbing up the hill is a lot more hungry than the one sitting at the top. And we are all climbing up this hill. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow your boy on all social media. Order the book from the link below, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, and most importantly, have a good day.